one, if school is, the last student day would end by June 17th, we would have 7 weeks, 4-day work weeks. If for some reason between now and, cross your fingers, doesn't happen, but would get several more snow days and would put us into the following week, then the 4-day work weeks, the number would only be 6. Other than that, it's very standard to the last several years. The dates are updated each year, and the contract language there has been the same the last couple of years as well. So at this point, Lance, the PESPA president, has reviewed this and was comfortable with the language. But before we would ask anyone to sign it, we want the activities committee to be comfortable with it, and then we would move it forward to the March board meeting, and then after that we would bring forward for signatures. So at this point, I guess I'm looking for support to take it to as a motion to the board meeting.
Does anybody have any questions, comments? Okay, so everyone's in favor of putting it on the March board meeting. All right, so we will do that. All right, the next item is the aquatics program. And Jacob Grant, our aquatics director, is here to talk about it. Thank you.
How's it going? If you want to look at the first sheet I gave you, it's the one that's community aquatics schedule September 1st through November 14th. It's the one that is on the paper rather than on your files.
The ones that you have online there, if you click on Jacob's name and if you click on aquatics information, those are, that's the current one and the one for the rest of the year. These are the 2 earlier ones that aren't posted there. So we'll look at the paper copies first.
Right, so we run 4 sessions. We run fall, winter 1, winter 2, and spring. So this is the fall session. During the fall session, we're just geared towards the water polo season with the high school. So that runs until 6:30 Monday through Friday, because you have the boys practice and then the girls practice. From 6:30 to 7, we have a half-hour break in the pool, and then on Monday and Wednesday nights from 7 to 9, there's a Percy Pirates Water Polo Club. It is just a private team that runs practice out of our facility. They're in from 7 to 9 on Monday, Wednesday night, and then you have the Pennridge Aquatic Club, or PAC, as they're called. They're a private swim team that starts their season at the beginning of September, and they run all the way up until February. So they're on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday nights from 7 to 9. And then on Saturday, you have boys and girls practice on Saturday mornings for water polo when we are not away at tournaments or games on the weekends. Are there any questions on that first session?
The Pennridge Aquatic Club, is that an outside organization? Or is that a Pennridge organization?
It's not a Pennridge high school organization. It's run for kids in Pennridge. So you join it. I know like Souderton area has one, Souderton Area Aquatic Club.
But they're Pennridge kids?
Yes, all of them are Pennridge kids.
That was the question. Thank you. Yeah.
Does anybody else have any questions about this one?
There aren't any swim lessons, and I know that was, you just began this year, and it wouldn't have been possible to start. So I'm wondering, is it in the, for next year, is the goal to have swim lessons also in the fall, or is it not feasible or with the other activities in the pool?
I would like to have swim lessons year-round. I think it's really important for the kids to be in the water year-round for swim lessons. With me just starting the job at the end of August, I was kind of thrown into it and didn't really know how feasible it would be. I didn't have any lifeguards returning from the last year, so I had nobody to teach the lessons. With this year, I have plans of hiring kids towards the end of this school year, so that way come August, when they're back in school, they'll be ready to work right away. So it is feasible with pool time. We would just limit the time that the outside groups rent, because it goes high school programs first in the pool and then outside community events. So we would limit the outside community events of the Pirates Water Polo or the Pennridge Aquatic Club, or just push them back, because we do have access until later in the night if we need it.
That's always an interesting task, of just moving everybody's schedule around or saying who's going to get the last slot. Okay, that's good. Does anybody have any other questions about the fall? That's fall one. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, then the next one is the community aquatic schedule, November 15th through January 30th. This is our winter 1 session. Does everybody have a copy of that one as well? Okay. So we start, the high school swim team starts that time. So on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, the diving team goes until 6:30. And then on Tuesday and Thursday, they go until 6. And that's when we started our first round of swim lessons. We ran those on Tuesday and Thursday nights from 6 to 7:30. Down at the bottom, you can see swimming lessons. They're for ages 3 to 12. We offer 3 different classes, beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And we offer 2 beginner, 2 intermediate, 2 advanced each night, one at 6 to 6:45 and one from 6:45 to 7:30. So you have the option of choosing which one. We only allow 5 kids per lesson with 1 adult in the water, or one instructor in the water. For the fall session, or I'm sorry, for the winter 1 session, we had about 30 kids enrolled in the program. We also had Saturday morning swim lessons. Those were from 11 to 11:45 and 11:45 to 12:30, as you can see on the right side of the paper. On Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night, the Pennridge Aquatic Club came in at 6:30 right after the high school team was done, and they were in the water until 9. And then on Tuesday and Thursday, they came in after swim lessons, and they were in the water until 9:30. As well as Saturday morning, we had swim practice for the high school team, and then diving practice, swim lessons, and then the Pennridge Aquatic Club hosted their home meets probably every other Saturday from about 12:30 to 3:30, or they were away, and the pool was not in use on those Saturdays. Are there any questions on the winter 1 session?
So you said that there were 30 kids in swim lessons?
Approximately, yes.
Yeah, and that was over the 3 different, did they come Tuesday, Thursday nights, or was it just one night a week?
No, it's 1 night a week. It's 8 lessons for, this happened to go about 10 weeks just because of the winter break, but we took a break during the holidays. So it's 8 weeks. You get 1 lesson, 1 45-minute lesson a week, Tuesday, Thursday, or Saturday morning.
On the days, the Saturdays when the PAC wouldn't have meets, would it be too confusing to offer that as a swim time for people, or?
For rec swim?
Yeah.
I think it would definitely be possible. I kind of went month by month with PAC, and they'd say, okay, hey, we're in this Saturday, we're out next Saturday. So I just felt like it would be too short notice to get the public, and sometimes they would have 3 meets in a row home, and then they'd be away for 2 weeks. It just was a really difficult schedule with, it's possible to meet with them at the beginning of the season and say, hey, give me your dates, and then we can get them up there as early as possible so the community does know. But I feel like once you open up the option for rec swim on Saturday, it's great to keep a consistent schedule of, okay, we're on this Saturday, now we're off next Saturday. It's just a lot of on and off.
Did the Percy Pirates water polo, did they not want to be in the winter time, or is it just that PAC takes more time than, that there's not time for them?
There would be time if we wanted it. I gave PAC the time because they asked for it, and Pirates takes a break during the winter session to allow the kids to participate. A lot of their kids are the high school water polo players or younger water polo players, and winter season is a very big swim season. So they want to allow their kids to not have to choose between 2 sports. They'll let them.
Okay.
Are there any other questions on the winter 1 session? The next 2 sessions are the ones that are on your computer. We'll start with the community aquatics schedule through April 2nd, so that's February 1st through April 2nd. This is also the first, as you can see at the bottom, it says diving practice. The state meet for the swimming and diving meet is in the middle of next week. So we'll have the high school diving team will still be practicing from 5 to 6:30, as well as the swim team before that. So Monday through Friday they're in there. On Monday and Wednesday nights, the Percy Pirates are back in. They start their new session from 6:30 to 8:30. And then there's nothing going on afterwards on Monday and Wednesday nights from 8:30 to 9:30. On Tuesday and Thursday, we have the swim lessons again from 6 to 6:45 and 6:45 to 7:30. For this session, we do have an enrollment of about 60, so we doubled, which was really nice. And then after the swim lessons, you have recreational swim from 7:30 to 9:30. We normally get a turnout of anywhere from about 2 people to about 10. On Friday night, we have available rec swim time if we felt like it was needed. We haven't seen too high of a turnout or anybody requesting that there be any open swim on Friday nights, or anybody complaining that they're not happy with the amount of time that we do have open. But we do have that blocked out if we did feel the need to go ahead and increase the community rec swim. On Saturday mornings from 10 to 11 is when we run our private lessons. So private lessons are one-on-one lessons, or you also have semi-private lessons, which are two-on-one lessons. They're a little bit of an increase of price, but it's just more in-depth training. Those lessons only run a half hour rather than 45 minutes, so we can get different sessions of that in. Also, if we don't have any private lessons and we need to do makeup lessons, that's the time that we'll run that. From 11 to 11:45 and 11:45 to 12:30, we have the swim lessons again on Saturday mornings, and then we open up for recreational swim from 12:30 to 3 on Saturdays.
Jacob, you mentioned 2 to 10 on average.
Yeah.
Is that all the days, or do you see a lot more people on Saturday versus a weekday, or is there any difference kind of depending on the day?
Yeah, Tuesday and Thursday night is more people coming to that are habitual lap swimmers that want to work out and get an exercise, because we do offer the lanes that are available for that. Saturday is more, you'll see family-oriented kids coming to play, jump off the diving boards, play water basketball in the shallow end. So you do see a little bit of an increase in the attendance on Saturdays.
Yeah, I was just wondering how it works. So do you have, is half the pool for lap swimmers, and then the other half is for playing? I mean, how's the pool set up for
We have 6 lanes. It's a 6-lane pool. The right 2 lanes are for the lap swimmers, and then the left 4 lanes in the shallow end, we have the shallow end basketball goal, and then we have the left diving board put down, so the kids can go ahead and use that, and it's just more for open swim.
Is there, I see it says it's $5 per visit.
It's $5 for 18 and older. Under 18, it's $3. 5 and under, it's free.
Okay. And do you have any plans to have, like, that people could get a package, or say, I'm going to buy so many passes? I don't know if it was in the past. I don't remember if it was in the past.
Yeah, when I took over the job at the beginning of, or the end of August, there was a link for, not a link, just a mention of what was called a gold card. But I saw on looking at some of Ryan Griffith's, so it's the guy who was here before me, I think it was either the previous year or the year before, at one of these activity meetings, he had on the agenda that they were getting rid of that. So I don't have any plans as of now, but I do keep a log of who all is coming. So if we do see the same people coming over and over and over again, that might be something I would consider. But as for this year, I don't have any plans for that.
Thank you. Anybody have any other questions? And you'll be back in May, correct?
Correct, before the financial report.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Then I just have one more for the spring session. If
Oh,
you
yeah,
want
okay.
that. The spring session on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday nights from 5 to 6:30, we'll run a swim clinic. A swim clinic is for anybody in our lessons who has completed the advanced and we feel is ready for like a summer swim team or to join PAC. This will be obviously my first time running it. I have some notes from last year, but being the swim coach, I felt like it was very important to bridge the gap between the end of swim season and before summer swim teams start, just to keep kids in shape and to keep them in the water. Tuesday and Thursday then, since the swimming and diving team will be done, we'll offer 5 to 6:30, 5 to 6 o'clock, just strictly lap swimming for anybody that wants to come in and get a workout after school where it says recreational swim, workout after work. And then we'll go into the swim lessons from 6 to 7:30, again on Tuesday and Thursday, and then we'll open it back up for recreational swim. This was a similar model to how it was run last year. I've been trying to keep things semi-similar just for my first year to see how things run, and if I need to make any adjustments as I see fit, I can do that. On Saturdays, it's the same as last session, private lessons from 10 to 11, swim lessons from 11 to 12:30, and then recreational swim from 12:30 to 3. And our spring session runs until June 4th.
Is the swim clinic, is the goal for high school students or middle school students or anybody? Like, what's the level of the clinic? So younger kids, because a lot of the younger kids will swim in the winter, and then they do, they do pack in the winter and in the summer.
Correct. This is more, swim clinic is, once you, like I said, once you've completed advanced, it's kind of to bridge the gap between advanced lessons and swim team. So kids that maybe need a little more stroke technique work, need to build their endurance before joining a summer swim team. I would definitely say no high schoolers will be involved, but it is open to anybody from the ages, once they finish advanced up until 18.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jacob.
Okay, so that takes us to the
Do you want
end of our agenda.
to adjourn, I guess?
Yeah, do you want me to do, I guess we'll just do, I'll do a quick public comment, if anybody has any public comment about those two items before we move into the policy meeting. Okay.
Sue Furlong, West Rock Hill Township. I have 2 questions. I know I'm not allowed to ask questions, so I'm going to put them out there. I was just curious if the Percy Pirates and the Pennridge Aquatics Club are paying facility use fees.
Well, we can share that question with Mr. Grant. He is going to be back with financial information in May, so that would probably even be a better meeting where he can share that information.
I think that answer is yes.
Yeah, I believe
Almost
they-
positive.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so we are adjourned.
We're now convening the policy committee, and is there